So this should work 100% perfectly and have no leaks. If you couldn't see my eyes roll there, they rolled all the way back into my head. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we've been doing a few renovations to our 1968 Playmore to get it ready for camping this fall. So what have we done? Well, we've added an air conditioner underneath the bed. And for those of you that have commented on our air conditioner video asking about a drain line for the air conditioner, there we go. We converted from 15 amp to 30 amp. And we added an additional outlet down there for the air conditioner. So what are we going to do this week? Well, we are going to add a city water inlet to our water system. So this was our first water system. We had a freshwater tank and a gray water tank, quick disconnect, and it worked okay. But what we found is that it took up a lot of space under the cabinet, and we always camped someplace that had a water hookup, so we didn't really need to have a tank on board anyway. So behind these two little panels here are where the original city water inlet and gray water outlet were located. And I covered them up because I said, oh, we're never going to use those. That's just silly. Well, here I am. So I could uncover these and put them directly in there, but then I've got all these little holes to fill. Plus the sheet metal was a little torn up around there originally. So I think I'm just going to drill straight through this and mount two new connectors directly on those plates. The top is where you want your water inlet, and the bottom is where you want your gray water outlet. Why do you want it that way? Because if this leaks, it'll drip onto here, and you don't want your dirty water dripping onto your clean water. Okay, so I'm going to drill a hole right in the middle of each of these and see where it comes out on the inside to make sure I'm not running into anything important. Now, I wouldn't normally use a spade bit for this, but because I'm too cheap and lazy to go buy an actual hole saw in this size, I'm going to do it anyway. Oh man, well that thing lied. Oh, did it lie? So it said on the package to drill a 3/4 inch hole, which I mean, that would be tight. Unfortunately, that means I now have to plug that so I can go a size larger. On this other one, I think 1 1/8 inch will do it, so let's hope, or else I'll be plugging this one as well. That's where that guy's gonna go. Okay, so to make a plug for this hole that's too small, I'm just gonna take a piece of scrap wood, whittle off the edges until it fits in there, and then I'm gonna tack just a piece of scrap wood. This is circular, it doesn't have to be, but I'm just gonna tack a piece of scrap wood on the inside. Okay, so I just need to cut through this wall here and make this a little larger. Now obviously, this here is also a problem, so I'm gonna have to undo that and kind of change the path of these wires a little bit. So here's another problem. That's where that other hole is, which is really close to this track that the drawer slides on, which also is no longer securely attached because I cut away that piece of wood. So I'm gonna have to do something about this, but I'm going to worry about getting the inlet and outlet in before I worry about this track. Okay, let's talk for just a tiny second about how this is all supposed to go together. This is on the outside of the camper. This here is gonna thread onto there, I hope. Then it is going to go over and it is going to connect to this little T fitting. This connects to my water pump, and this attaches to that and goes to my sink. When the water pump is here, it has its own check valve to prevent water from going backwards through it. That check valve is only good to a certain PSI, and I'm not sure what it is. So on the outside of this, on my hose that connects to the water spigot, will be a pressure regulator that'll keep it to 40 to 50 psi and prevent any overpressure from forcing water back through the water pump and out the other side and into the cabinet, hopefully. My sink is off in that direction, so when we connect to a water spigot, the water flows here, flows this way, and goes up to the spigot. When this is not connected, water from the water pump goes through here, and it will pressurize this line. So you have the option of running both ways, but I'm thinking most of the time we're going to be running through this little line here. So I've decided to go ahead and assemble this little T-fitting prior to installing it because I can do that. So I need to wrap all these threads with Teflon tape. And if you didn't know, there is a correct way to install Teflon tape. When you're looking at your threads and you're going to tighten your connection down, you turn it clockwise. So you wrap your tape clockwise as well. That keeps it from peeling back. Now I've got to do the same for this. No, not that. This. So as per usual, we'll be using our butyl tape to seal up the back of that and then poke it through and screw it down. That looks pretty good around there. Well, I just realized something else that's probably pretty obvious. This would have to go in like that, which I absolutely could do. But what is the problem? What's this opening? It's where George's going to go. So I'm going to go back to the hardware store and get a 90-degree fitting or something to thread on there. Before I run off to the hardware store, why don't we go ahead and put this drain in, because I'm ready for that. And if I screw anything up there, I might need something from the hardware store. There we go. So this is the original sink from the camper. A Vollrath 22 gauge T304 stainless steel. And it had a couple other bits to secure the drain in there, but in looking at it, I think it will seal just fine with just this rubber gasket. So yeah, both ends of this little tube are supposed to be secured with hose clamps. Either ends of this little drain are just kind of hose barb connections, so really you could attach any hose to it. Let's see what happens when I put a little water through there. And that's how it works. Okay, so I made it to the hardware store to get another elbow and another little threaded insert. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece on, thread tape this up, and put it on, and then put them together. And it's just these here going into here. Now, if you didn't see my first video about how I connected all this together, since this faucet has both hot and cold on it, but we don't have a hot water heater in here, you have to connect both lines to your cold water, or else you wind up squirting water on the floor. Okay. That's it. Those are all the connections. So this should work 100% perfectly and have no leaks. If you couldn't see my eyes roll there, they rolled all the way back into my head. So to recap, that goes to my inlet on the outside. It goes through this tube. It doesn't flow back through the water pump because there's a check valve in there, but it does flow into both the hot and cold water lines and up to the faucet. So no matter what way you turn this, you get cold water coming out of there. Then from our drain, it goes down and out through our gray water outlet. Where do we think it's going to leak from? I think it's going to leak from right there. It might also leak from right here and from right here. Let's get our hose out and we'll hook it up and see what kind of mess we can make. So for those of you that aren't too familiar with how you hook up a RV, a small RV anyway, basically you have a water hose. Do not confuse this with your gray water hose, because then you will be drinking icky water if you hook this back up to your fresh water. Pressure regulator, which is just a little thing that in case you get too much pressure coming from the spigot, this will drop it down to 40 to 50 psi and not overpressure your water system. And then most people will have one of these inline water filters. So it says to fit a pressure regulator between your spigot and the filter, and then this is the direction of the flow. This should go next onto your hose, and then your hose should go into your camper. Oh, there's a leak. Yep, that's right there from the water pump. That's kind of what I thought might happen. But interestingly, I think that might be the only leak. I think I might have a replacement for that piece inside. So let me go see if I have that. Okay. I think this is the right piece. Or I should have got a towel. I'll put thread tape on here and then we'll try it again.
Leaks?
No leaks this time.
No leaks this time?
Leaked before. Can I get an applause for the camera?
Oh.
Thank you, thank you. So there you go. That's how it's done, folks. Running water in a camper. I kind of can't believe that worked. Tastes like water. Okay, so one other thing I need to do is I need to cut a little notch here so that I clear the inlet back there in the cabinet. So because I was trying to work too quickly, I nicked this wire when I was drilling that hole right there. So what I've got to do now is I've got to cut this wire. I've got to put in a box and then put this wire into it and connect them together using a wire nut. Check it out. Stickers. So a few weeks ago, we made it past 5,000 followers, which is pretty exciting. So in honor of that, who wants a sticker? How do you like that? Let's make some mistakes. So if you would like a sticker, follow us on Instagram, shoot us a message with your address, and we'll be happy to drop one in the mail to you while supplies last. So yeah, it says, let's make some mistakes. Now granted, Larry at Mobile Tech makes mistakes so that you don't have to. I just make mistakes because I'm kind of dumb. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a little bit about a very simple plumbing exercise, and I hope this helps you on your camper. Thanks for watching. Make sure and like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.